So in cases where, black families are split up more often statistically, this would have more to do with black men than white men. This isn't even a white issue if you want to look at statistics. Same with white men being imprisoned. Black people are imprisoned more often in America than white people. In these cases, I think that it's more important to hear what black MGTOW has to say than what white MGTOW has to say. Like BIGJXXX.
Greetings and salutations. This is BIGJXXX here. Now, what's in front of you is a video entitled Hakukin for Donald Trump. Black men Hakukin for Donald Trump. And this video gonna serve as a sequel, right? So in that first video, I collabed with it was on Talk Real Solutions. Check out the entire show on Talk Real Solutions. The link should be in the description box. For right now, I got to address this mentality that is called the shout out to Citizen Lou. Citizen Lou called it the warehouse bros, right? And when I said warehouse, and I'm gonna borrow it. I'm gonna borrow this from Citizen Lou, and I hope that Citizen Lou don't mind. I hope he doesn't mind this, right? See, we got people on here whose mindset is so small. They're, this is why I call it a warehouse mindset, is that there are wage slaves, right? They're slaves to the wages that they are accumulating. And they can't really figure out who is really buttering their bread. Now, case in point, they can't really look beyond that warehouse that they're in. They still in the same position for the past 10 plus years. And they can't figure out what is going on in this world. So they come to social media. They come on here to, because of the lack of education, the lack of refinement, the lack of themselves actualizing themselves, they become bitter with life. They become aloof to real possibilities and understanding. And that's why you Negroes need to stop talking. See, President Obama and even this presidential election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden as well expose y'all's insecurity. Yes, he exposed y'all's insecurity. This whole election season, or election season since 2016, the last 12 years, if so, 8 years, y'all been y'all been exposed, and now y'all being exploited. Now, I'm not trying to tell people to vote for Kamala Harris. That's not, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. See, no, no. It's how y'all say you're not. It's the reason why you're not gonna vote for Kamala Harris, or you're gonna vote for Donald Trump. See, y'all make some stupid, idiotic comments on the reasons why you're gonna vote for Donald Trump. Case in point. Well, she didn't done anything for black people. According to whom? Do you have the timeline? Do you have the facts? Do you have the charts to back up what you're saying? Well, we have an Asian crime bill. Where are the black crime bill? Well, there's already a black crime bill. It was passed in 2010. Or was it 2009? I think it was 2009. It was a defense spending bill that they snuck in a provision about defending that people of any race or color should not be hindered by violence. But y'all don't do your research. Y'all come online and you allow these so-called Negroes, these grifters online to tell y'all how life really is, and you Negroes who refuse to refine yourself, elevate your conversation, elevate your thinking, elevate your understanding of the world, y'all suck yourselves into this box, and then y'all allowed yourselves to go deep and down into the cesspool of ignorance. And what's so embarrassing, right? What's so embarrassing, you Negroes would come online and say that you are victims of the black woman, when the people who you are grifting to, you know, your Anger Mans, your Filthy Vice shows, these Tariq Nasheeds, these Tommy Sotomayor's, Anton Daniels, and the name can go on and on and on and on, right? But they don't like you. But y'all believe in what they saying without even questioning where they got that information from. Y'all never really question where they got the information from. See, a normal person who will say, well, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris, right? Well, and I said this the other day, right? I said, well, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris because of, well, I ain't like how she about her policy in support of the Israelis over the Palestinians, or I ain't like her tax policy. Her policy's a little weak when it comes to economics and jobs. Her website shows this. Her website shows that. None of you Negroes care about that. None of you Negroes online will do that. See, an educated person, or a person who is honest, will actually say, well, on her website, there's no meat on the bones when it comes to policy. But when it comes to y'all, it's, well, she ain't done anything for black people. It's the border. Knowing that a sitting vice president, knowing that any vice president don't have the power to enforce the border. And unless described by the president, by the way. Some of y'all claim y'all for the Constitution, yet y'all don't read it because the Constitution gives the vice president only the authority to be president of the Senate and to succeed the president when he or she cannot perform the duties. And the other thing that a lot of you Negroes do, and it is very infuriating, she's not black. She's mixed. But what does that have to do with policy? What does it have to do with anything? Well, look at her mama. Look at her daddy. How come she ain't talking about her daddy? What does that have to do with policy? You know, and I gotta say this, right? I gotta say this, right? You know, a lot of you Negroes are taking the talking points from Candace Owens. Soon as Candace Owens said what she said, and soon as I had to sit back and listen to you Negroes repeat what Candace Owens said. Candace Owens don't like you Negroes. She don't like black men. And here's you Negroes who come on YouTube, whether you are MGTOW, MRA, Manosphere, Red Pill, True Force Loneliness, Anton Daniel fans, Tommy Soto Nation fan, so on and so forth, right? But y'all shame, blame, and explain about the black woman, then y'all take a hateful black woman's rhetoric to spread it about someone who is looked upon in some circles as a African American woman. Yeah, there was something else I want to talk about, but let me see what else. It was something else. That was bothering me. That I need to be. Oh yes. I forgot something. Yeah, here it is. Years ago, about 10 years ago, I said black men need to use their social media to be politically active. That's what I said, right? And now it's been 15, 20 years later. I'll say 20 years. Y'all got nothing else to show for. So if black women for the past 6 years had used their connections within fraternities, their sorority groups, their little networks, if black women had all these networks on their college campuses and their clubs and groups and fraternities and sororities to lobby the Democratic Party to select one of their own, or possibly select one of their own to be the vice presidential nominee in 2020. Here's this thing to you Negroes. These ladies, these women that y'all try to get them to submit, get them to lead. those women know how to lead. Those women are not going to submit. They know how to lead because you fail to network. You fail to use your brains in the world, right? For what's good. Y'all refuse to open up this wide-ranging vistas, right? To do things for yourself. That's not how some of you Negroes gonna come talk about Ice Cube. Ice Cube, man. Ice Cube playing. Yeah, man. Ice Cube, man. He talked to Trump, man. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he talked to Trump. Actually, he didn't. And actually, let's really talk about that, right? Let's talk about it. And no. I'm not here to defend Kamala Harris, but guess what? The timeline matters, all right? Timeline matters. So on October the 7th, I think it was the 6th or 7th of October 2020, Kamala Harris invited Ice Cube to a Zoom meeting, right? But because Ice Cube was so egotistical, and because the Zoom meeting didn't just have Ice Cube, it had other people on the Zoom. He bounced away, and then this woman named I forgot Pierre Paris. I forgot her name. She's out of Dallas, by the way. She this black woman, black Trump supporter out of Dallas. So she got to contacted Ice Cube, and Ice Cube contacted her back. And all you Negroes was like, yay, we'll get our reparations. Yay, $500 billion. And then they released the Platinum Plan by Donald Trump. But y'all never sit there and ask this question. What's the similarities and differences between the Platinum Plan by Donald Trump or that of Ice Cube's? Now all you gotta do is look it up. Do I have to draw y'all a picture? The only similarities is the dollar amount, and that was 500 billion with a B, $billion, $500 billion, and that was it. It did 90% of what Ice Cube asked for was not on the Platinum Plan, and yet to this day, you black conservatives, you manosphere nuts, you SYSBM fools will sit there and try to shame, blame, and explain, yet y'all can't do your due diligence in researching. Y'all can't, and you won't. See, this is the reason why why it's dangerous to have a warehouse mindset. You know what needs to happen? We need to revamp the education system, right? Because a lot of you Negroes are voting for a candidate in Donald Trump who's going to get rid of the Department of Education while you are second to the bottom, and Native American men are at the bottom, by the way, when it comes to education. But y'all want to shame, blame, and explain, and y'all willing to vote for Donald Trump, a person who might bring fascism to America, just because you're mad at the female, the black woman, or women in general, because what happened to y'all in 1997. You know who's need to grow up is you. And what needs to happen is we need a civic culture. we need to drum into society the need for a civic. I'm gonna say it again, a civic culture, so that a lot of you warehouse mentality Negroes will stop coming online acting like petrol victims and looking for favors from the white man, because y'all can't stand up on your own 2 feet. Now I know what y'all gonna say. Well, black women, man, black women, they went to Goldman Sachs, and black women, they went to Lehman Brothers, and black women went to a Bank of America. And black women, they got their things. Them loans from Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs. Well, let me help you out. Let me help you out here. All right. Black women, like George Lucas's wife or ex-wife. I think he divorced her. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're still with her or not. But the wife of George Lucas, the Gayle King, Susan Rice, who was Obama's national security advisor, Condoleezza Rice, who was George Bush's Secretary of State, Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, I think Robin, I forgot her name, Robin, who was on, I think she was on Robin Cook. No, not Robin Cook. The one, the black lady that's from on ABC. All of these women are on the board of Lehman Brothers and Goldman Sachs. And since black women are the highest growing number of small businesses in America, that's why they gave them loans and grants and so forth and scholarships. See, I told y'all this 20 years ago. No, not 20 years. I told you this 10 years ago. 10 years ago, 2014, I told you Negroes, get politically active before they do. And let me say this too while we're having this conversation. Now, I remember when Obama had that My Brother's Key Keeper initiative and Kimberly Crenshaw Williams, and then there was the black pastors that went ahead and torpedoed that idea. Since y'all have a gripe against President Obama, by the way, since y'all got a gripe against him, how come y'all didn't use the internet, Angry Man, Tommy Sotomayor, Phil the Advice Show, the African Diaspora Channel, Sergeant Willie Pete? How come none of you Negroes who got all this massive following online to come together? And no, don't come to me talking about, well, that shit's something that you would do, because the thing is, though, y'all don't want to listen to what I got to say. So why should I work for y'all? Y'all the one to have the subs. Y'all want to have the views. Y'all have these eyeballs. Y'all ain't helping nobody except for yourself. So don't ask me, oh, Big J, how come you ain't doing anything? No, ain't none of your business what I'm doing. See, the thing is, even though I'm a black man, I'm looking past the community. I'm more worried about saving Western civilization than worried about your gripes as a black man. All right? That's what I'm on. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to do this video on why Amiri Brown should be elected. Why I want Amiri Brown. And let me say this. I don't like Amiri Brown, but I do want him to win his seat in the Georgia 81 House District. That's what I want to see. Anyway, Big J out.